Tom Kozlowski here with you on 104.5 The Team and 104.5theteam.com. And this Saturday, May 21st at 7:30, WWE is live at the Times Union Center here in Albany. And one of the guys you'll see in action, you'll also see him in action this Sunday at WWE Extreme Rules in a fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn joins us. And Sami, what would it mean to you to win the Intercontinental Championship this weekend?
Oh, it'd be huge. Obviously, anyone who's ever followed WWE knows the history behind the Intercontinental Championship. And just for me personally, growing up, the guys that I kind of idolized, or the guys I kind of wanted to be like or model my career after, they were the guys that really made that Intercontinental Championship mean a lot. So it was actually, growing up as a kid, it was always the title I wanted to win the most. And it's funny, I think a lot of people in my generation, you'll kind of hear them say the same thing, that in a lot of ways winning the Intercontinental Championship means almost as much as winning the World Heavyweight Championship. So it's an amazing opportunity to have, and I'm looking forward to it.
Your WWE career has already had twists and turns. Let's go back to the time where you made your main roster debut and you injured your shoulder. Take us through the injury, what actually happened, and the rehab process to get you back into the ring.
There's just so much surrounding that night. It was in Montreal about a little over a year ago. To this day, I can't tell you for sure that it was the official call-up or not. I just knew it was a big opportunity. I really didn't know if the plan was for me to stick around or not, but we'll never really know, because that night I injured my shoulder and basically hurt it within a minute of the match. Like, really, the match had just started. It was in my hometown of Montreal, which obviously is just a few hours away from Albany there. So it was against Cena. It was as big of a situation as you could possibly, imagine for someone debuting in their hometown. I got introduced to the ring by Bret Hart, who was my boyhood idol, to take on John Cena, who's the biggest star in our industry for the last decade, So the stars had just kind of lined up for this great moment, but within a minute of the match, I don't know what exactly happened. Maybe I dislocated my shoulder or something like that, but a lot of damage had been done. I tore my rotator cuff, tore my labrum, so I ended up needing surgery for that and put me on the shelf for about 7 months. And then I, came back to NXT for a few months before coming back full-time now to the main roster and appearing on Monday Night Raw and renewing my rivalry with Kevin Owens. So that's kind of where we're at now. And as you said, a lot of ups and downs, but we're here now, and we got this huge event, Extreme Rules, on Sunday for the Intercontinental Championship, and obviously also this show here in Albany on Saturday night. So there's a lot going on, and I'm just kind of taking it step by step right now.
WWE superstar Sami Zayn joins us on the phone lines here, 104.5 The Team, 104.5theteam.com, and he brought it up this Saturday, May 21st, 7:30 at the Times Union Center. WWE will be live there. Tickets are still on sale, $70. Check them out online, Ticketmaster.com. And Sami, going into the weekend, you have this incredible opportunity, fatal four-way match. Your rivalry with Kevin Owens, how far back does this go, and what would it mean to get a win against him again inside the ring?
It goes really, really far back. It goes, about 14 years to be exact, when we first met in Montreal. And it's funny because actually, Albany does have some specific significance to me, because way back when Kevin and I were both on the independent circuit, we used to actually have to fly from Albany Airport, because a lot of promoters in the U.S. couldn't afford at that time to fly us from Montreal. Canadian flights were a lot more. So we would drive through the night, the 4 hours or whatever it was, leave Montreal at midnight, do, a 4-hour drive to Albany to catch a 6 a.m. flight, go to California or something like that. So Albany, in a weird way, was kind of my hub for about a year or two in 2005, 2006, traveling with Kevin. So, again, it just kind of tells you, it speaks a little bit to how deep our relationship is and was. We started together as, friends and sometimes rivals. Obviously, it's reached a whole other level now in the WWE and how personal things have gotten. So the fact that, I got to, mix it up with him at WrestleMania, now again at Extreme Rules this Sunday for the Intercontinental Championship, there's just a lot of history there, and there's a lot of bad blood. So it goes way, way, way further back than I could probably describe in a few short minutes.
Albany's got a great wrestling history. Some iconic moments have happened right here in Albany, whether it's Ric Flair winning the Royal Rumble and winning the then WWF World Heavyweight title, whether it's Edge cashing in the Money in the Bank at New Year's Revolution. There's some Stone Cold Steve Austin, the iconic beer truck moment. All of those things happened in Albany, and we'll see if we can have an iconic moment. We probably will have one happen this weekend when Sami Zayn and the rest of the WWE superstars visit the capital region. Sami, what's going on? This is the new era of the WWE, but we see constant injuries. Seth Rollins, John Cena, Emma gets hurt. Why do we see these injuries? Is it just bad luck? Is it the style? Is it so many shows? What's going on with all the injuries right now in the WWE?
You know, I don't think you can pinpoint it to one particular reason, honestly. I think it's just a whole slew of things. Obviously, it is bad luck, especially if you look at the case of a guy like Seth Rollins, who I can tell you I've trained with him, and there's probably not anyone I could think of who's got better conditioning and is a better, just all-around athlete that I could think of off the top of my head than him. And, his knee injury was pretty severe, but it was on just the most innate thing. It was just the way he planted his foot, and something gave out. So a lot of times it is just bad luck, But at the end of the day, also, even if it's not bad luck, sometimes it's just a culmination of things, which is, a lot of travel and a physical style. I mean, obviously WWE is its top-notch, entertainment brand, but at the end of the day, what you see is obviously very physical, and there's just no way to avoid that from taking a toll on your body. You just got to do your best to manage that and be smart about it to the best of your abilities. But look, at the end of the day, every athlete gets hurt. There's just no two ways about it. Whether you play hockey or you're a WWE superstar or, play baseball, basketball, it's inevitable. I mean, athletics come with injuries. There's just no way around that, So, it is a little funny that there's kind of been an influx of injuries as of late, but you'll see the same thing on a hockey team, where sometimes all of a sudden they get hit with that injury bug and 3 or 4 guys will go down at the same time. It's just part of the game, unfortunately.
Sami, whether you're 5 years old or 85 years old, I think one thing WWE fans have really embraced about you is that music you have when you hit the ring. Discuss your music a little bit. Were you behind it when you first heard it? What was your reaction to it? Because the Sami Zayn music is very infectious.
Well, it's funny because I think so. I had kind of gotten used to it in NXT, and I think the NXT fans had gotten used to it. But then when I came up to Raw and SmackDown, it's funny because you kind of hit a whole new audience. And I don't have a whole lot to gauge the fans' reaction to besides my Twitter account sometimes, and just to kind of see what the people are saying. And I noticed that with regards to the music, it was very polarizing. People either loved it or people hated it. A lot of people said, "What is this? What is this music? It's got to go." And a lot of people said just what you said, that it was very infectious and it put them in a good mood or everything else. So I've kind of heard both sides of the argument with regards to that music. I kind of like it just because I think it sounds different from anybody else's music, Everybody else's music typically has those hard rock guitars to start, and I don't know. It's different. And so I obviously didn't make the music. I'm not a musician. But the whole way it kind of came about is a bit of a funny story. Years and years ago when Neville and I, my fellow WWE superstar, who I also, traveled the roads with Neville, we were in NXT together, and when we would do training or we would do this interview class, presentation skills class with Dusty Rhodes, the late Dusty Rhodes, God rest his soul, but he experimented us to try play with a lot of different characters type stuff, and we're both a big fan of ska music,
Right.
And so we had kind of toyed around with the idea of this ska tag team called the Offbeats. And it never, no one will ever see, this will never see the light of day, the footage that, we did in that building to just experiment with this stuff. It was goofy, but I guess somehow or another, Triple H got wind of it, of what we were doing, and he kind of saw these videos and he noticed that I was into this style of music. So he said, well, maybe we can make a style like something, your theme song, something in that vein. And that's kind of what they came up with. To be honest, I wasn't head over heels with it when I first heard it, but I think it grew on me, and it grew into, really fit the character as well. So, if it brings a smile to people's faces, and it brings a smile to my face. So I'm glad you enjoy it. Hopefully others do too, and I'll take it,
Yeah, and Sami, we'll get you out of here on this. What can fans expect this weekend, this Saturday in Albany, and also this Sunday at WWE Extreme Rules?
Albany, I have no doubt, it's going to be an incredible show. We were actually there not long ago with NXT, and the crowd was awesome. Awesome. It was really great. I think Albany was actually also one of the first NXT out of Florida, out-of-state shows. And so there's kind of a soft spot there for me. And again, just with my history of traveling out of Albany for all those years, 10 years ago or whatever it was, I think the Albany show is going to be great. As you said, there's a very rich wrestling history there. A lot of great moments have happened there. And the crowd, generally the crowds upstate are really, really great. So I have no doubt that it's going to be a really great show with a great crowd and a great atmosphere. So I'm looking forward to that. Extreme Rules, obviously, is a huge pay-per-view. It's available on the WWE Network. It's, not much needs to be said about that. We're talking about Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles on the top of the card for the World Heavyweight Championship in an Extreme Rules match. Obviously, my fatal four-way with Kevin Owens, The Miz, Cesaro for the Intercontinental title. I'm pretty sure that'll steal, if everything goes well, I'm sure that'll steal the show because you've got four guys who can really go there. It's going to be an incredible show, so, hopefully everybody checks that out, too.
This Saturday, May 21st, 7:30, Times Union Center, WWE Live. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster.com, and you'll see this guy, WWE superstar Sami Zayn. Sami, best of luck this weekend. Let's talk again soon. Take care.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.